do you have any regrets?
It's a very big question. Yes, I think I do.
Do you have any regrets?
Of course.
Well, they're not really deep regrets.
Okay, that's fine.
I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't do what I did.
Yeah, I guess there's one really big one, and that is that my mum died before I got sober.
I suppose it was just, I was young, I don't know, I just felt like maybe it wasn't the right decision for me at the time.
Is there a positive to be taken from you actually being a bit more careful as opposed to carefree?
Yeah, it meant that I had more security and I was able to buy a place to live.
Live life and do what you can while you can. Yeah. Make the most of being young and not having responsibilities.
We'd like another adventure, but we have to be careful what type of adventure it is.
Hiya, welcome to a new episode of Easy English. This week, we went down to the beach to hear people's stories of regret. We were interested to know how people dealt with their perceived missed opportunities, how their life may have looked if they've chosen a different path, and how they understand their regret in perspective to their life today. Here we go. What regrets do you have?
Well, I regret not having gone to university earlier.
My biggest regret is probably not travelling more when I was younger, when I had the money to go and see the world.
I think I'd like to have spent time working abroad. That's one of the things that I didn't do. I was too timid about, I guess.
Yes, I think I would like to have moved from my house earlier than we're thinking of doing at the moment. Okay, I think we should have moved 10 years ago.
I currently play tennis, married to a tennis coach. So tennis is in the family anyway, but I never did any racket sports when I was younger. So I suppose the regrets would be maybe if I'd have taken it up when I was younger, that I'd be able to kind of excel at it more. I guess I have a regret in a way that I didn't take up a creative job.
I wish I bought a house about 10 years ago because it's so much cheaper.
I would have liked to have explored my passion for art and illustration.
There's one really big one, and that is that my mum died before I got sober.
Okay, where do I start with this?
Yes.
I'm not really...
Sorry, it may not have been what you were wanting, but...
No, it's a curveball, but it's nice that you shared that. Where would you have liked to have gone 10 years ago if you could have?
I'd like to have gone to Kefalonia.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. For any reason?
You're walking away. No, the reason is that we own land in Kefalonia.
So I really would have liked to have particularly gone to Spain and spent some time actually living there properly.
And were you given that opportunity at some point?
I had a very secure job that paid quite well, so, it was about getting outside of my comfort zone, and I decided not to get out of my comfort zone. So, so it's kind of minor regret.
I didn't do too much travelling, but you end up wasting it. You're like, what did I get? Oh, I bought a new car, bought a new bike, do you know what I mean? Top of the range sort of stuff, and just went out with the lads and drinking and nights out and just you witter it away.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible times.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things. But like I say, the more you then can't afford something, the more you're likely to spend the savings. So, but yeah, I definitely would have travelled more.
What benefits would you have had if you'd have gone earlier?
I would have been able to forge a career in something that I really wanted to do.
Okay. And how much longer did you wait until you went?
I didn't go to university to do my BA until I did an access course, and then I went to university at 49, something like that.
I was really good at art when I was at school, and I didn't take that on further because I already had kind of a job lined up. And so I'm not in a creative job, which is where I probably would like to be, but then there's not really much money in creative jobs. It's like interior design.
But there was an option for you at some point to have gone down?
Yes, there was, yeah.
In what sense?
In the sense of choosing to do illustration and choose that journey in life.
As in educationally?
As in drawing and illustrating kids' books and being more artistic.
And what
Yeah.
made you go down the safer route, let's say? Was it
Well,
safer?
Yeah, it was money.
Okay.
More money, more security,
Okay.
and also working with people, which I enjoyed. But so I'm currently looking at returning to illustrations.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it was about 11 years ago, and that my mum died, and I was drinking too much,
Yeah.
and had been for her whole life. And then 6 months after she died, I got sober, and I've been sober ever since. And so she never got to see me happy. Really, is the thing, because I was stuck in the drinking, and I was. So that's the kind of time frame and a little bit more.
Before we carry on with this week's episode, if you're looking to level up and become fluent in English, then you should consider becoming a conversation member. If you go to easyenglish.video/membership and become a conversation member, then you'll be able to join myself, Easy, and other members in our regular conversation classes. Our classes are for intermediate to proficient English speakers who are looking to become fluent in the English language. Each week we meet up in our Zoom-themed pub to talk about regular topics you talk about in a typical British pub to help you improve your speaking and listening skills. You'll be placed into breakout rooms with other conversation members to talk about hobbies, films, work, pets, and even more. So to become a conversation member to improve your English speaking and listening skills, go to easyenglish.video/membership, and we'll see you in our pub. Now back to the episode. I imagine with this kind of subject, a little bit more so than the other people I've interviewed, there's like, did you ever play like a what ifs game with yourself a little bit? It's unfair to yourself to do it, but what if I had, and then would it have mattered much anyway? Do you think it would have changed much in your life?
Well, actually, I kind of do. So it's almost probably a bit the flip of what you were thinking. So I do because I don't think I would have got sober if my mum hadn't died when she did. So it's more that kind of, God, what if she hadn't died then? What might my crazy, chaotic life have looked like? And what might our crazy, chaotic relationship have looked like? Only because I was crazy and chaotic was the relationship like that. But rather than the kind of, what if she had continued to be alive and I was sober? Because I don't feel like I don't feel like that was a possible scenario.
Could you imagine how your life would have been had you have taken up a job in Spain? Would you still be there now, you think?
I think so, yeah. I think temperamentally I get on very well with the culture. And I'm very, very, very kind of passionate about being in Spain. It's a place I'd love to be, and I'd like to spend more time there. But perhaps not having lived there, perhaps that's why I'm still enchanted by it.
How could you have imagined your life being now had you done it 10 years ago?
It's very difficult to think about that because you have different experiences. And if it was the experience I think it would be, I think we'd be more laid back, more relaxed, warmer. Our way of life would have changed totally.
Right. But could it have been a bit more stressful because you'd have to build something?
Yes,
maybe,
of course.
Or?
There's always a risk involved in that, and it would have been stressful. But yes, but sometimes the risk and the stress you work round.
I can kind of imagine maybe that there would be a very different person standing in front of me had you gone into the university at 18, 19 and...
Oh, yes, because then I wouldn't have gone around the world.
Oh, right.
I couldn't do both, you see. So
very different person, probably.
Yes.
How could you imagine yourself now had you had found tennis and taken up the interior design?
I mean, probably quite similar.
Yeah, you think?
I mean, I play tennis now, I'd just be better at it.
You'd be beating your tennis coach.
Exactly, yeah. I'd actually not have so much frustration in the sport. And like interior design, maybe my path would have gone differently, and who knows? So who knows what would have happened if I'd have gone to university or something and studied interior design. Probably my path would have gone completely differently.
Right.
But I'm really happy in my life now, so it's not something that I've got kind of a massive regret on, because I can still enjoy it as a passion.
You see it almost like your mum helped you in a way, or that, as you said, like without her dying, maybe it wouldn't have triggered this
Absolutely, yeah. That definitely that needed to happen in order for me to get sober, and in a way, I think my mum would be happy with that. You know,
Yeah.
because she's a mum, she'd be sad to miss out on it. But I really liked the moment at which the sun came out.
Yeah, it was frustrating for me because I had to change the camera, but actually it was a nice moment. It was a nice significant moment.
It was.
Everyone has them. So is it a good thing? It seems to be an essential part of being a person to have them.
I don't see the point of them really, to be quite honest.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
I've got little things that, maybe I should have done that, but I wouldn't have got to thinking that if I had done that. So it all swings and roundabouts, really.
Okay. What advice would you give to people who kind of either live in regret or have regrets, coming from someone who doesn't really pay much attention to it?
Be more present and be grateful for what you have.
What advice would you give to people about having regrets and about, you chose a more careful as opposed to carefree life?
Yeah, it's a difficult one because it's difficult to advise people to be reckless. But I think sometimes if your heart is in something, then you should follow your heart maybe a bit more than your head. And I think that's probably the one thing I've learned is that I perhaps have been a little bit too cautious in some respects. But I've had a very good life. I've been very, very lucky in many ways. So the regrets are minor.
That was then, this is now.
Yeah.
I'm still standing, I'm still walking, I'm still breathing.
Yeah, really.
So enjoy it every day.
Nice. Lovely.
You would always have regrets with anything if you allow them to take over your thought process.
Right.
But if you can try and stay positive and happy with the choices that you make, then those regrets won't kind of swallow you up.
You do more like materialistic stuff rather than
Don't be materialistic. I would say
making memories rather than buying
things. Bricks and mortar, innit? Like you can always get else, can't you? You can always rent. You can always do that. Traveling, memories, family, friends. You can't make that up. So that's what I'd probably do. Just enjoy yourself. Don't put too much stress on yourself, innit?
Have fun.
Yeah.
From the story you told me, what advice would you then give to people about...
Grab everything while you can.
Really?
Yeah, life's too
More
short.
carefree?
Yeah, it's very difficult to say be carefree, but when opportunities and things come up, don't grab them. Don't spend too much time trying to analyse them.
Okay.
If it feels right, do it.
I like that. That's a nice motto.
Yeah.
I guess the last question I'm asking people is, and you're a good person to come to this then, because most people it's like materialistic things they have regrets about. What advice would you give to people when it comes to regrets? Because everyone has them, so there must be some human thing where it's natural to have them.
Yeah.
Are they good? Should you have regrets?
So it's interesting because I don't think I would normally use the word regret.
Okay, how would you phrase it?
Probably just something I'm sad about.
Yeah.
Something
okay.
that I'm sad about. So it's not, I don't wish the past would change necessarily, but just accept that it is as it is. Not try and block it out and pretend it didn't happen, but also not try and wish that it was different. Just kind of be like, I guess acceptance is what
That's
it's about.
your story. Kind of.
Yeah, it's like, because that's all those parts of the journey had to come together in order for this to be the journey.